Tuesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios.
Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.
Hey, what's up, family? This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. We are back. Although this is Wednesday.
Winning Wednesday.
Yeah, we have redone our promo, but we'll get them to. We'll make sure they slip it in for y'all next week. But I
will Wednesday.
Yeah, yes, next to Wednesday. Next Wednesday. That's right. Yep. We took the week off last week. You know, Valentine's, and our esteemed lovely co-host was traveling.
Yes.
You know, by the way, this is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR, and of course, that's Charlie.
Hey,
and I am JR, and we are also Fly Guy and the Fly Girls, and I am don't call it a comeback because I've been fly. And
for
Fly
how many
Money.
Years? You want to tell me how many years?
Hey, well, I'm for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm 66, so I've been fly for a minute, but
that's right.
You know. And still standing, still kicking, going strong. And we got the third Fly Girl over there. This shit's Fly. Where's our producer at? She's over there.
She hiding. She in the back. We'll bring her out one show.
Yeah. But yeah, you were traveling last week.
Yeah, so last week I actually I felt like I had a lot going on. I went to New Orleans, and then I went down to Waco, and then I went to Orlando. But my Orlando trip was fabulous. I got a chance to see the Bob Marley movie at the Universal Theater in XD. So the screen was ginormous. You like that word I just made up?
Yes.
It was good. It's a real ginormous. Okay, it's a real world. Is it in the Urban Dictionary? I don't know. But, regular dictionary, but it was huge. And then we went to the Bob Marley restaurant and had food. And so it was just, it was a whole vibe. It was good, very good. So I enjoyed myself. Food was good. The movie was good.
So the movie was good.
The movie was good. I think for someone who, if you are not used to the language, you probably will struggle to understand what maybe is what's being said, even though they are speaking English. But someone who doesn't have a keen ear be like, what they just say, So I looked over at Derek a time or two because he had a little look on his face, and the movie was over. He was like, some of the stuff I couldn't even understand. I said, I know, So
I mean, people would be surprised that at people that speak English that you would have trouble understanding. Not just the Jamaican dialect, but like Cockney, that British Cockney.
Yes.
I have been standing
Can
right
you
there.
Speak it?
Yeah, no. Nor understand it. Well, I'm saying I've been standing right there. Somebody, I'm like, huh? And then they'd have to explain what they just said because I had no idea. So yeah. So we also got Gabe over there on the knobs and faders. What's up, Gabe? Wait, man, we are good, and it is all good. I know that Gabe said he's a little sleepy, so I'm gonna check on him every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I will let you.
Okay, do it. So we got a special guest. We're gonna just go. I know, right? This week we're just jumping right into it.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry.
Oh.
Didn't you bring your
is there? I brought a book.
Yes, you did.
So we can put it up front too.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. We were going to mention that, so I'm sorry. Yes.
If you need to get a copy of how to buy a house, your complete guide is very helpful. We have these, and the girl in front is my representative.
Yes. Yeah, this her.
She represents me well.
Her doppelganger.
That's right. So this week,
now drum roll time shoot.
I know, right?
Another one,
and another one.
That's right.
So this week is special, near and dear to my heart, because Miss Patricia reached out to us. She saw the show and reached out to us and said, I want to come on. So I want to thank you for reaching out, because that is so important. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to actually get airtime, something that we offer, and we say every week, if you want to come out, talk about your business, please reach out to us. So thank you for doing that. And then secondly, my business with, mortgage and real estate, I'm always talking about generational wealth. When people acquire these homes, it's so important because it's going to be in the genetics. I talked about that last week. Is 40% of the wealth is in your genetics, meaning it's passed down. Your parents, it's genetically in them to have something set aside for their offspring. So this is something that I've been talking about, and we definitely want to do it. But then when you acquire these things, how do you disperse them? So that's why you're here, Ms. Patricia Cresswell. She does estate sales, and the numbers that she's going to tell us about today is staggering on how many of us actually have them. And I will tell you, when I've driven past estate sales or gone to estate sales, people don't look like us, and I don't know if we don't feel like our heirlooms are valuable, but the value comes in what we think they're worth, not necessarily the value that somebody else is putting on it.
Right.
And so it's just important. So with that, I'm going to let you kind of,
Well, Gabe, let me get a little applause for our guest, Miss Patricia Cresswell over here. I know we got. And we toast to.
I'm telling you, to some amazing information. And thank you so much for the introduction. I appreciate y'all for even having me here because, I've been trying to just get the word out.
Yes.
And so the more that I can just get out and spread the news about how amazing estate sales are and how important they are to our families.
Yes.
And, I know we want to hold on to grandmother's French provincial couch. I always try to stress this issue, but people end up putting it in storage units.
That's correct.
They deteriorate, and they don't really get to see the light of day.
That's right. That's right.
I've seen a lot of that going on in our community because we want to harbor grandmother's memory in that sofa when you can turn it into liquidity, cash.
Correct. That's right.
And put that baby through a semester of school, or
that's right.
Pay for some books, or
buy some stock.
Buy some stock, or
right.
Maybe put money towards a down payment on a property.
Gotcha.
It means nothing to you in its material form.
Correct.
So I do estate sales.
So what about the if someone's thinking about that, are people writing estate sales into their wills? I mean, is that something you're seeing? Or I mean, obviously, a wills is another topic that culturally we need to get accustomed to, right? Enough people don't have wills, but those that do have wills, are they saying, hey, I do want my stuff sold, and this is how I want it sold? Do you think it'd be good to have that directive? So maybe in our communities, if they'll have it more often?
Well, I mean, a directive
is
definitely important for people to follow, because a lot of times people they need to have, complete instructions,
right? Yeah.
Because when emotions get involved during that funeral and after that death, then that's when they want to fight. They want to talk about the money. They want to talk about the property. Grandma left me her curtains, and they want that car,
Right.
And if grandma say, hell, let it go, and get the money and do something that's going to be valuable for our family.
I have a transaction that actually just came back to me. I had it last year, and now it's back this year, where a family member died. There was not a will, but they had their heirs. All the heirs agreed to sell except for one heir. Mind you, their property, they were behind on property taxes. So Linebarger's involved. And the one heir didn't want to sell it to the cousin, because the cousin was trying to buy the house, was unwilling to sell it to the cousin because I guess they didn't like the cousin's mom. So you get a lot of these. So that's where the will kind of takes all that out. You didn't like me. You didn't like my mama. You didn't like my daddy. So what?
That's right.
It happens.
The house. So the cousin actually had to sue the family, and they won the case. And now they're back because now they get to buy the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost an oxymoron, because our culture, we don't like to discuss death.
Right.
But at the same time, well, if I don't want to discuss it, that means that I should be doing everything I can to prevent it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's you know
what I'm saying? But you really can't prevent death.
No, you can't. But you can do. We can do a lot more.
We can prolong it
to prolong our lives, taking care of ourselves, because that's an investment in our heirs too.
Oh yeah.
So I just think it's interesting that you're right, because this is information our people need. and but we just don't like to talk about it.
Now, let me tell you, Black people spend the most money in America.
Mm-hmm.
We spend billions and billions and billions of dollars. Major companies spend billions of dollars just to market to us.
Right, because they want our dollars.
Because they know that we are going to spend the money.
Right.
So all I could think about is, I know when she passed away, she had all them suits. Like my grandmother had 500 suits, faux closets, hats, all that stuff that sat in her house for 10 years before they sold everything. And how they started selling, they just almost start giving it away. But people had to fight over it for years before that happened. So, I mean, sometimes the directive is great, but you know how we get.
Yes.
We'll try to fight the directive.
So the estate sale, are you a company? How does a person, if they're, this is definitely, I don't want to say it's a new topic, because it's old, but it's new to a lot of people who are watching. So, how does someone, bring up the conversation? Hey, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, even for myself, hey, I could say, show me something that you need to think about, and add into it, so that way nobody is fighting over, some earrings,
right.
Or even my ashes. I may want my ashes spread out somewhere
in the ocean amongst the dolphins or something, right?
Drop me off in Italy somewhere.
That's right. The ultimate freedom.
Right. Exactly.
So how does someone put that together? What does it look like?
Let me just kind of bring it back to like who is an estate sale for? It's not always about death.
Okay.
I pinned the 5 D's of estate sales. Okay.
So
that is what's important here. The first D, number 1, is death.
Right.
The second D is downsizing. Senior citizens moving into senior living facilities.
Yes.
The daughters, the children went off to college. They're empty nesters, and they don't want to take care of 3,000 square feet. They don't want to take care of 1,500 square feet.
Definitely a big one.
Downsizing. 3 is, let me think about my D's, y'all. I have debt. And people are going into foreclosure. People are losing their properties. Are they having some financial problems? Liquidate those assets. That stuff, you can get it again, but that credit, you keep that credit good. Like, call me. I'll sell your couch and get you $1,000 or something so you can pay off your bills. Debt. We have displacement. Displacement is another one due to like natural disasters. Maybe you have stuff that did not get damaged, but you can still pull value out of those things so that you can use it for your transition. And then divorce, which is one of the least ones, but because people, they want to fight over everything.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You like, I went through one, and I was like, listen.
We all went through a 1 or 2.
You can have them
or 3.
You can have them forks, baby. Listen, I don't want the forks that bad. So if you can turn it into cash, like that's the best thing for everybody.
Right.
So, once we, identify like what would this sale be for, then you can, of course, tell your family, if for death or downsizing or whatever, what the plan is.
And that's important, because a lot of people, I know when we started talking about it, I will say that I was thinking about death. I wasn't even thinking about an estate sale for downsizing. I wasn't thinking about
the other 4 Ds.
The other 4 Ds, So, and if you have one for those Ds, and you get a direct deposit, that's the other D.
Right. You get some cash, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people, they don't even know. They think that they don't have value in their homes, and you just don't understand the market for all this vintage, antique, old stuff that you look at and be like, oh no, nobody want that old sofa from Henredon or all these different old school brands from back in the day, mid-century modern furniture pieces that are selling for thousands and thousands of dollars. I went into a home in McKinney. It was a small little boutique, like small little cottage shotgun style home, and they had these hanging lamps from like the 70s. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, oh, nobody wants those. Just throw that in trash. I was like, ma'am, that is $1,000 lamp.
Oh, see, she didn't even know.
Yeah, it had all the dust and dirt from the 70s still on it.
Oh, wow.
But I wiped that thing off like it was, I wiped every corner off that thing and posted it up. I sold it for like $600. So,
oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean,
that was money. Yeah.
Hey, that was cash in the family's pocket. And it was something that they didn't really understand
the value of it.
And that's
and they were not going to use them.
Old things are, I have value. Me being a musician, I'm always amazed at how much old songs
Right.
are worth these days.
And you're valuable.
Yeah, yes, I am.
He's an antique, y'all.
That's right.
what we
And
call
you
an
remember
antique.
that.
Old things have value.
So
Right,
I wanted to ask, what do we have in front of us here?
So I brought a few things just to kind of give y'all an idea of what can actually be valuable in an estate. I have some old Black historical items, some blackface items that I pulled out of a home of a person that didn't look like us.
Oh,
They
wow.
collect
So
this
they
stuff
collect
all the
it.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I found all these pieces here. I've got the story of Black Sambo. This is not the oldest version of this book, but it still sells for high. I've got a Bible here that's from 1858, I believe.
Oh, wow.
That kind of stuff is super
Nice.
valuable
Oh, yes.
online.
Tiny little
People
Bible.
are excited about
New
old
Testament.
Bibles. Vintage cookware, please.
Yes.
Pyrex, Fire King, old cast iron.
Cast iron
Please,
skillet.
y'all, don't throw this stuff away. Grandma used to cook in this stuff.
It's got
and
seasonings in it. It's
I'm telling
already
you,
seasoned.
They don't make this stuff the way they used to anymore. You're not
Right.
going to find the quality of cast iron if you went to Walmart right now and bought their current brand. So everything, all that vintage stuff, it has even substantial value just based off of what it's made out of.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
they don't even have that type of material
And
anymore.
See, and that's so important. Older is better. And
Mhm.
so,
Yes, it is.
now I do want to say, you guys, we got lives going on. If you guys want to call in, what is the number? I know it's across, but on my other live, it's not. 214-956. Oh, 556. 6239. So 556-6239. So if you guys want to call in and ask questions about estate sales, again, it does not have to be death. So it's the other D's. And then we have another picture here.
Oh yeah, I also have some poll tax receipts from 1928,
Wow.
but this is back when we had to pay in order to vote. Okay, and so they tried to
Wow.
eliminate us from that process, and so the only way that we could vote is if we had money. So these are both from colored people that were allowed to vote, and this is historical. This
Yeah.
holds historical
Yes.
value. It's called ephemera. That's what the technical term is of collecting old paper items. So that is definitely valuable. It will probably sell online for hundreds of dollars. The longer you keep it, the older it gets, the more expensive it becomes because it's so rare to
Right.
find.
Exactly.
Like, we have to keep those pieces of history.
Exactly.
We've got records here,
Yes.
old records. I know you guys know about these records.
Yes.
And
Look
you
at
know
Dan-
about this Earth,
look
Wind, and
at-
Fire.
Oh
though.
yeah, Dan was asking. He was like, "Is that the Ray album? Is that the Ray
I
album?"
recognized this the second I saw it.
right.
Yes.
He said, "Let's groove
That's
tonight."
right,
Right, yeah.
So
Spice
those,
of
yes,
life.
Earth, Wind,
That's
and
right.
Fire's album Raised. And actually, Maurice White did say that recording this album was one of the smoothest processes that he had recording processes he had ever gone through.
Wow.
But yeah, stuff like
yeah.
stuff like this is valuable.
See, he's gonna make it cost more.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
This came out
Call-
in 1981. I was born in 1980, y'all.
Oh,
I'm aging
wow.
myself, so it's a
Yeah.
little bit younger, just 1 year younger than
My
me.
little sister right here.
So yes.
Uh-huh.
And then outside of that, I also have some vintage liquor here. If you got any old liquor, don't throw it away. Like, let me do
What's the
a
proof on that?
evaluation on it. Now this one, I don't even know you can drink this, but I did have it appraised, and they told me it was about $300 for this bottle.
Wow.
So, but I don't know if you can drink.
Right.
Well, you can't. Something that's old, all it does is get
It
smoother.
Stronger,
ferments,
yeah,
right?
it gets even
It gets
stronger.
smoother and stronger.
Becomes a
Right.
1,000 proof.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but what is it? I mean, is it port?
It's some kind of
some
port.
kind of wine? Yeah.
It's a port wine, and I mean, it probably hasn't been in the proper temperature. Like wine, you really should keep it underneath
Yeah.
proper temperature. But
There
Well,
you
it's
have
still
it.
valuable. It still holds
Yes.
its value because they don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
So
any-
how did you get a
anybody
train?
that,
Oh, go ahead.
that You want to show it to the TikTok
Yeah,
crew?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
we got the
maybe
TikTokers
someone out
over
there is
here
a
in
connoisseur.
Now that's a
Facebook.
part of my private collection, y'all. So
Yes.
y'all,
So
y'all
now,
can't
how
have
do,
that
how do
one.
you get a trained eye for these things? Because I will say that most people will walk through an older home and say, "Oh, I don't know what I'm looking at." So I
Right.
mean, that's why they want to hire you.
right,
Oh,
exactly.
look at that's a
So,
plug.
I know, right? I know. Y'all gotta hurry. But no, what I did initially, I didn't even know estate sales existed. I didn't even know this was a thing. Like
Mhm.
I was like, you could sell stuff that you previously owned to people that you don't know, like, and they will
Yeah.
come buy it. Like
Right.
that was just amazing to me. But I was reselling stuff online, and I ended up going to an estate sale. Somebody said, go to estate sales. I went to one, and the lady was running around the property. I was like, what's going on? She was like, I need to get this house cleared out by Tuesday. And I said, oh, well, what do you do with the stuff when nobody else, buys it? She says, oh, I need somebody to clean it out. Do you do clean outs?
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah. I didn't know what it was. And that was on Sunday. On Tuesday, I was backing up two 26-foot trucks to a 3,000 square foot property in the DFW area.
Right.
And we filled up 8 storage units. And now I had all this furniture, art, clothes, jewelry, everything. I didn't even know how to sell it.
Right.
But just working with these other estate sale companies over the years, they taught me so much, and
Yeah.
they just fed into me because I came as a servant, and as a servant, they would love me.
Right. Right. Look at. I will
So
do this. and I
now.
will- yeah.
Look, 500 houses later. That
Wow.
I've done. Yeah, we are in motion. We are
I
in
love
motion.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
and I love that you said that you came as a servant, because humility is a part of a success, of a part of real success,
Right.
and
Exactly.
especially when you're talking about a legacy,
Right.
because you might yourself have a measure of success being arrogant, but
Right.
but building a legacy through arrogance is difficult, if not impossible.
Right.
Exactly.
You
You
know.
can't be your biggest
Yeah.
fan.
Right, exactly.
You know,
exactly. So
yeah.
I do appreciate that you said that.
Right, absolutely. And then I always rely on that 48 law of power that says never outshine your master.
That's right.
And so I just really was like, okay, I'm learning. I'm like, it was stuff inside their homes I had never seen in our homes before. So I was like, what's this? What's Waterford? What's, all
Yeah.
these different brands,
Yeah.
stuff that they cherish. And,
Exactly.
but don't get it twisted. We spend a lot of money. We cherish items too. Our grandmothers had amazing taste. They had great furniture, great
Right.
art, china and that all that silver that you had to shine.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yes,
it's
yes.
so valuable.
Right,
So
exactly.
definitely don't take it for granted. I definitely would love to talk to anybody about it. So
Yeah. So how do they reach out to you if they just have questions? Like,
Yeah. Well, follow me on my social media. It's pretty fun on there.
Ooh.
My company name is Contemporary Current.
mhm.
And that's on all platforms. You can just Google it or whatever, it'll pop up. Also, I just launched a program to teach people how to do estate sales nationwide. So
Excellent.
I feel like, a lot of us need to be a part of this industry.
Yeah.
We are marginalized. I will be that. I am the only in the state of Texas that looks like me.
Right, that's
So-
out here doing this, and you guys. I want to
Yeah.
say, I know. I think we said it before we came on the air, but you guys, I guess I'm gonna say it again, but again, you reached out, and so it's so important. I mean, she knows how powerful this message is,
Yeah.
Right.
and we do not need to be missing out on the fact that what we have is valuable, and why, I don't want to say why are we holding on to it, but rain it's not even about a rainy day. It's just about making sure that you have something to fall back on.
Yeah, and
Right.
and you used the word hoarding earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I there is a difference in hanging on to something that edifies your soul,
Mhm.
and just hoarding things because you don't want anybody else to have them.
Right.
So I want to make that distinction, because I have a few things that things that I like the beads you brought me back from Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I'll be hanging on to those for a while. you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly. And those beads from Jerusalem, they are very valuable.
Yeah.
But they're the true stones. So that's
Yeah.
something that is
Yeah,
valuable,
you
you
know.
know.
So, but as I move over the next few weeks, I'll be getting.
Well, no,
yeah,
but
not
wait,
getting.
you could have
Yes,
an
I'll be.
estate
Yes,
sale.
I'll be. See, and this is karma.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's like,
because now
okay.
I'm rethinking my drink. You know what I'm saying?
So let me
Right.
ask y'all this: like, what do you have from like your past or from one of your loved ones that have passed away that you
I'm sitting
kept
right
over
here.
this time?
No,
Yep.
from his past.
Yep.
From one of his loved ones.
Past, present, and future. Yep.
I'm very valuable.
You know, I was sitting there when we first went live. I was listening to you talk, and unfortunately, I don't have very much from my past because I was part of one of those families that when my mother passed away, all these relatives came in that because I was adopted, so most of them I had not even met. You know, and they came in and they took care of that process. They took furniture, they took the forks, like you said, they took
everything.
They took everything except for me and my sister. You know, so we were kind of standing there in an empty house. So
wow.
so I don't have a lot from the past, and I guess because I didn't get a chance to hang on to those things as I've moved around over the years. I didn't hang on to things. I'm buying my first house. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't hang on to things.
Yes, you bought your first
I
house.
bought my first house, not buying. I have bought my first. My producer corrected my
Yes.
no. Yes, that's right. My
He
vernacular.
is a
yes.
homeowner.
There was I should go on from past tense to present tense.
Yes.
That's right.
Congratulations.
You know, so,
Yes.
you know, so yes,
Yes.
we oh, there we go. You know, so but I didn't hang on to a lot, but I'm still going to be going through what I have, and just maybe I'll take some photos and just we can talk about it, because there are some things that I definitely don't want to drag around.
Right.
What about you?
So for me, I tease and always say, that we grew up as nomads. We moved around a lot. So
your camel's still outside.
Right. Okay. And so because that's how I grew up, I don't really have much either, so to find an old picture, to have an old picture, it's like, wow, look at that. We just don't have a lot of that. Now I will say that my aunt Debbie, she has a lot of the things because she had her own place for years, for 30 plus years. So if I was looking for something that was my grandmother's or something like that, it would be there, as far as my mom, and, we just didn't have it, Yeah. So
Gotcha.
a lot of things now that I have, or that I have accumulated, I know I put it to the side because I do want my kids to have it, So like the jewelry, I know they're going to wear, the couch and things like that. Yeah, that can go. And the clothes, that can go, things like that. So this is something that, generationally, I would say is new for us now, right?
It is.
Just the accumulation of those things that do have values, that are sentimental.
We are your humble students.
Right. And these young kids, don't get it twisted. They have different little cohorts of how they collect things and how they do their homes. Like they have a group of people called grand millennials.
Yes. Okay.
So if y'all look it up, literally it's like 20 to 30-year-olds that love a piece of grandma in their home, but they still like the modern, youthful stuff. So they mix it up.
Those what is it? Those progressive, like they say, like, so where they say this, you're becoming your parents. Like they're like, margarine dishes are for, those are for you to recycle, not for your leftovers. And then there's another person that had like tissue box covers, So so some of the things that your parents do, and like the one guy had
or hang on to the ground molding. So I might need it for something.
And I will tell you that and I get that from my grandmother. I'm being honest. My grandmother was a hoarder. She was a hoarder. So for me, I will, verbally say it out loud, because I'm like, I gotta have willpower. I'm like, okay, Charmaine, you're not going to use this. You're not coming back to it. Get rid of it. But then, behind you, like, was that worth something? That's what I'm thinking now. Some of the stuff I've been throwing away, was that worth something?
It probably was.
And I'm sitting here thinking the only thing that I hung on to over the years that both your brothers TJ and JR managed to wrangle out of me. I had comic books. I know I had Hulk one. I don't think I had Spider-Man one, but I know I had Hulk one. I had the Marvel Secret Wars. I had all 12 issues. I had
like the 60s and 70s.
Yes, I had comic books because that was my thing.
Right.
I developed my vocabulary reading Marvel comics. Because they had words like adamantium. Which it doesn't
We're
exist.
gonna be best friends. I got about 500 book collection right
Oh,
now.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
70s.
That's
Oh, I was,
yeah.
that was, that was me. So
I love it. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. So,
yeah.
and for those who haven't had the experience of, in general, reading, this young woman sitting here successful because she read,
That's true.
even comic books.
Wow.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But just reading,
Well,
the old
period.
reading is fundamental,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
it
just want to
is.
throw that in there. The second that you stop developing your brain, it starts dying.
That's
Right.
true.
So you're sitting, you're watching people that are motivated about their lives,
That's
right.
and that's
Exactly.
important. So,
Yeah,
but why?
true.
But Charlie, keep talking to our esteemed guest. I'm going to do some shameless plugs because I hate to consume something on the air and not tell people what
Okay,
we
but
are consuming.
definitely.
So,
And now, so now as far as like you said you have the class that you're going to start doing, and you have a convention you also mentioned to me
yes.
earlier as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And so
Oh,
when
yeah.
is that convention going to be?
So that's in fall 2024 this year.
Okay.
And it's for my estate sale professionals, my probate attorneys, my furniture resellers, furniture flippers, realtors, my best friend. I love y'all.
right.
And anybody that just can create synergy with us, I want them in the room so that we can build a community, because we get so much stuff that, like, my goal is to keep things out of landfills. Like,
Right.
yet last year we probably saved about a little over, I was killing about 100 to 150 tons every month. So
Mhm.
we've saved like over 1,000
Wow.
tons
Oh,
from
wow.
going into the landfill.
So what does your services, like if someone wanted to hire you to
Mm.
come in, is it by square foot? Is it by, truckloads? Like how did, kind of,
consignment, how does it work?
yeah.
No, basically they come in and say, hey, we want to have a sale. I walk the property. I'm like, okay, you got this, you got that, you got that. Okay, I know how much you'll be able to make off the sale. For the most part, I do a guesstimate. And then we just set up a sale. It's usually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mhm.
3 days after that, we do a state auction for whatever's left. And then after that, we donate it to the community.
Oh, so that's it.
Okay.
That's all.
That's
so,
huge. Yeah.
so then, so
Mhm.
then it's really, so you coming in is really no cost to them because you're making money off of, whatever.
Whatever
There.
I sell.
Yes.
Whatever
yeah,
you
I
sell.
get paid off the back end.
See, look
Mhm.
at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
Yeah.
that's another
Mhm.
reason
Right.
to get. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
So a lot of
yes.
times people don't want to reach out because they think,
They
oh,
think
they
got to pay.
they got to
up
pay,
front.
and there's no paying up front. So that's fabulous, you
Yeah.
know.
Shameless plug number one.
Oh.
We are enjoying a Josh Chardonnay,
Yes,
which,
we are.
which
We
is what
love
you see in
the
our glasses.
Chardonnay.
Our esteemed engineer Gabe is enjoying the Stella Blueberry.
Oh.
And so, do you like that? Is that a newer flavor?
I've never had it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
me neither. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So your critique. Is it?
Oh yeah, Crown Royal Blueberry. We don't have any of that this
Okay.
week.
Wow.
Gabe said that
Gotta
the
try
Stella
that.
Rosa Blueberry is a plus. So,
Plus.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotta try it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
And so, Dad, just want to know, Chico is watching, and he said he loved it. So, just let you know, give Chico a shout out.
Oh, okay, Chico. What's up, Chico? So yeah. So in a moment, I will be shamelessly eating in front of you because we have food. What restaurant is the Chinese food from?
Dang it up. I
Our
was gonna
producer
say
quickly
it's
says-
called Chinese food. That's and it's in and it's in Bedford where we at, and it's down the street. And so I'll have to say maybe it's called the Great Walls of China, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
That sounds
Well,
right.
it sounds right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but yeah, I like to try to plug the people's wares that we consume. while
That's
we're on
right.
the air.
That's right. 'Cause
That's-
we definitely
Okay.
want to have a good.
And wait,
Yes, some
our
Sprite.
producer is enjoying Sprite.
So y'all, like, we got some huge takeaways from today. This is what we try to do. Speaking the facts, we are every week trying to bring good information to the community, something that you can take back. We want y'all to tune in. We want y'all to share, this show with other people. Forward it to them. It's important that they know about estate sales and that it does not just surround death. So maybe even that grand millennial who maybe has acquired so many things, they can go ahead and get rid of it. Because going back to the hoarders, I mean, we've all seen the show when they come in and they got stuff living with them that they didn't know they had living with them. You know,
Bodies.
yeah, you
Oh,
know,
I can't even tell you how many homes I've gone into where it was like, I can't do a sale here.
yeah, because
Where it
it's,
was just infested.
yeah,
You know,
and
and there are a lot of people that are senior citizens. I do want to say this, that are living in those conditions right now, and you wouldn't even know it.
right, and they don't let nobody come visit them because
Right.
of it.
They
They say,
pay for the landscaping.
I was gonna say that
The yard on the outside, gorgeous, but inside it is falling apart.
right,
I have seen it too many times.
right, and so we need to get, you know, they in their mind are thinking, because again, it's a condition, you know, it's something that they got to work through. They're holding on to these things due to traumatic events in their life. I get that. But, you know, if the family can just reach out and try to help them and say, oh, hey, we don't want the money, but we want to make your living situation better. I think when they start working through the emotional damage, I don't know why that emotional damage,
I
you know,
know, right?
right? Then maybe they can let go of those things and be in a better situation. Because you know, when they're going through like, oh, that crayon is from when little Jimmy Bob, you know, but it's stuff that, you know, it weighs heavily on them.
Right.
Well,
right.
good point. Great point. If you're hanging on to something that saddens you every time you see it, it's not edifying you. It's not strengthening you. It's sapping strength from you. So I think it would be wise to you know, have a meeting of whatever minds concerning hanging on to things that bring up a past, that especially if you have not resolved that past. You know, if you haven't resolved it, then hanging on to something that keeps reminding you of something unresolved is, you know, it's
bringing you pain.
Yeah.
Right. So then when you go to these places where that you've been to and you say, look, I cannot do an estate sale here. Do you have a counselor that you can refer them to?
Oh, I have a protocol.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I always find a local community organization or somebody that can come donate their time, or I'll do a blast asking some of my friends to come do some cleaning out. Like we band together.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
we don't leave people high and dry. Like, it doesn't matter what your situation is. If you call us, I have enough connections to get the right people in your face to help you.
Yes. I love that.
And you did say that part of your business is going nationwide again.
Yeah, so we're teaching people nationwide how to do estate sales.
Yeah.
So
I would be her nudist student. I would be a pupil. I need one more thing to do.
Right.
Yes, I'm going to definitely take some.
I didn't say nudist. I said newest. Newest.
Right.
I got, I'm
Our producer said that she said nudist student. And,
Newest.
No.
Clean your ears out.
So
we have students all over on the East Coast. We got people on the West Coast. We got Midwest that are learning how to do estate sales. And literally, we need people in all of these communities, because, you know, there's places that that maybe I can't touch, but you can touch.
Yeah,
you know, there are people that trust you, but don't trust me.
Right.
You know, so the more people I put out, the more that people will get the help they need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm so hyped. This is like an awesome show. Like, we are putting information out there that is so valuable. This is invaluable. You can't put a value on it. We need to know how we can make sure that what we have, we can receive the benefits of it.
Right.
And then, of course, help our family at the same time, you know. So they're not fighting if we put those things out there.
now I know it's not necessarily an estate sale, but is there a corporate component to your business? Meaning, if a company were getting rid of things that, you know, that have value.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I've done business liquidations.
Okay.
For sure.
right.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Another?
absolutely. We do business liquidations if they're moving to another location or shutting down the business or
Another
whatever.
category.
I've done
Yeah.
daycares and stores, restaurants, you know, all type of different places that were kind of
Okay.
like. And I also wanted to add that I'm doing a family down in Richmond, Texas, in Houston, and they are moving out of country. So if anybody's moving out of country, you know, you're not going to put all that stuff on a container and ship it over there with you. They usually buy new stuff when they
Right.
get over. So they want to liquidate the complete property. And this is a younger couple. They had a lot of new and nice things.
Mhm.
So it's not
Okay.
all old and
Right.
like you can get modern items
Right.
from estate sales.
And so
Okay.
when is that going to happen on that one?
Well, they just sent me pictures tonight. I'm assessing it and then we'll get some dates.
Well, I need
Okay.
furniture. I need
Yeah.
furniture. I might have to talk to you.
Yeah,
with it.
for
I'm gonna
sure,
go
for
down to
sure.
Richmond
Yeah.
and see what I
See.
can get.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Fun
Yeah.
times.
So again, how does someone reach you because obviously if Chico has said hi, we have
I
somewhat
know.
of a national presence. So
Right. So you can follow me on at Contemporary Current, and then www.contemporarycurrent.com. And if you're interested in an estate sale course or learning more about it, it is estatesalecourse.com. And yeah, I'm the only one with a course like that in the United States. So
That is so awesome.
impressive.
Yes.
only.
And that's so important. And it's Black History Month, so we are, definitely glad to be putting this information out here. And
Right.
and yeah, I mean, we are some awesome people,
I'm excited.
and we are putting some information out there. So this is another way, maybe for someone who's at home thinking about what can I do, what kind of business that can I start. This is something that you can do, and it sounds like you can do it. Obviously, while you're still working your full-time job, trying to get out of it. So,
yeah.
In this course, do you kind of show them how to have an eye for things of value? Is there a certain website that they need to go to, or basically looking for names?
Well, this is what I challenge everybody to do. Go to estatesales.net, click in your zip code, and go to your nearest estate sale this weekend.
Okay.
There are over 20,000 estate sales that happen every weekend in America.
Wow.
Right.
I would not have who'd have thunk it with this.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
in your
I didn't, and I
neighborhood.
just had like a bad. So what about now? Do you guys get information? Like, I know this is bad, but like, let's say people who are being evicted and things like that. I hate to call those are estates. They're throwing their stuff outside.
Oh, yeah.
So do you guys find out about things like that as well?
Yeah, we find out about everybody's, secrets.
Right. We don't want nobody to know. We put
I
our
know
stuff
about
on
all the secrets
curb.
in the closets.
That's
Believe
right.
me, I've dug through all of those closets
Yes.
and the attics. So
Right.
but they're not my favorite things. I hate going in the attics. But yeah, it's a dirty job,
Right.
and we learn about.
So what's
a
the
lot.
attire? Are you dressed like this?
No. I wish.
Going there. Get that.
If y'all see me at a estate sale, you wouldn't recognize me. Okay, let me just say that right now. You would not even know who I was. This wig is off. Everything is off.
Right. You're
Yeah,
right.
I'm in sweats because it's a dirty job. Like I said, you're digging through all kind of dusty stuff, and it's an interesting place.
So
Yeah.
did you ever think that you would have a passion for something like this?
Absolutely not. I never thought that because I came from the beauty industry, and that was it always you had to be beautiful.
Right, yeah. You're like, now you're the queen of dust. Let me dust this off and see what this is.
Right. They my daughters, they think I'm the trash queen.
Wait, like, what has mama got now?
That's right.
Let me just go over here and crawl through this.
Initially when I first started, I was super excited about everybody else's stuff. So I became a hoarder.
Uh-huh.
When I first started this business, I was.
That's
a
what I was
hoarder.
wondering. Like, how do you be like,
Oh my
okay, I
gosh.
don't need this. I do
Well,
not
that's
need
an
it.
interesting point.
Yeah, I was literally a hoarder.
Even now, how do you separate hanging on to something from hoarding?
Right. So after I became a hoarder, I ended up with 12 storage units.
Wow.
And then when I was getting ready to get the 13th one, I said, you know what? I should just open a store. So I
Right.
opened up a store in Dallas, Fort Worth, a thrift store, put it all in there. That one overflowed. So I opened up another one
Okay.
in Houston.
Okay.
So when that was happening, I was like, you know what? I'm spending a lot of money holding on to other people's grandmother's items.
Right.
This is
And it's not even my granny.
It's not even my grandmother. So at that point, I realized it was a problem.
So is there some rules to, that maybe you've adopted you want to share? Like, I know for me, I try to have the willpower. I'm not good at it, but I tell myself, okay, Shaman, if you go buy another piece of clothing, you need to get rid of one
Right.
or two.
Right.
And it don't
right.
kind of work out like that,
Now, I want the audience and the TikTok. Or did you see her face when she said, "Get rid of it"? That was
I have a
almost.
bag, like I have a black trash bag. I'm like, okay, I ain't wearing this. Now I'll stick it in there. And then I pray to God I don't need it again. It's almost like when you put it in the bag and you're like, oh,
All of a
I
sudden,
could wear that.
Right.
Yeah. Like, okay, like I'm being like transparent. This shirt I have on, I probably have not worn this shirt in 2 years. But I was like, today I was like, why have I not worn? Why have I not worn this shirt?
Yes.
So that's the problem.
Mhm.
You want to hold on to stuff just to hold on to it.
Right.
And
And then you end up being a hoarder.
Yes.
So no, and then walking into other people's homes and seeing how they've hoarded over the years,
You don't feel so
that'll
bad.
also turn you off too. To like, wait a minute, look, I don't ever want my kids to have to deal with what I'm dealing with somebody else's property. So my weakness is vintage cookware. So I collect a lot of Pyrex.
Mhm.
But you
you digress. You're getting better.
That is my thing.
Yes.
So
And I don't even cook in it. I don't have time to cook.
then my next question is moot.
Right. Maybe every now and then during the holidays, I might bust it out just to be like, look what I got, y'all.
Right. And y'all, she is, I had to say that she's free because she's valuable. But if you need her services,
Yes.
it does not cost you anything. So that is something that even if you say, you're trying to just start anew, reach out.
And even if you have collections of things, it's important to just send pictures, and that way we can. Yeah.
Well, yes, right. When she sells the items, right? Okay, let me look at the producer back there is correcting my vernacular. Yeah, free. I know, right? I'm like, you work for free, right? You're gonna give me $5,000, and you ain't gonna charge me nothing. So,
Right.
Yeah, but up front,
And
so
it's a
she's
small
paid on the
fee.
back.
It
She's
is.
paid on the back side,
Right.
not up front.
Yeah, it's definitely a small fee. Like, I mean,
A nominal small
you would
fee.
be shocked at how much things are worth. People, I put a price tag on everything, so somebody can come bring me a fork, some dishes, some clothes, and maybe a chair, and that's already almost $80 to $100 right there, just off of the stuff that I've
Wow.
calculated.
Yes, I definitely will make sure I keep your
Please go
contact
to
information.
please. And
Yes.
then I just want to
EstateSale.net.
go to an estate sale. Once you go there, it will change your life. A lot of people have never even been to one, and it's just something about walking into somebody else's home. I'm a little nosy, so I like to see how people live.
How you living?
Right? Yeah, and you get to dig through their drawers. You get to go in their stuff, and nobody gonna say nothing about it. Like,
Right.
it's just on a whole nother level.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've not gone through a whole estate sale, but I did meet some elderly people once that had done an estate sale,
Mhm.
and they were it was time for the stuff that they didn't sell to go.
Mhm.
So they gave me a car.
Oh, wow.
Look at
They gave
Let me go to
you know,
that estate sale.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me
And-
tell y'all a story too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So one of my most interesting estate sales, and it was more like a clean out because my colleague had did the sale, and then we did the clean out for it,
Uh-huh.
and then sold the items that we cleaned out at our store. But it was Muhammad Ali's mistress.
Ooh. That was an interesting
Yeah.
estate sale. So was she? I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna say, was she brown? Or what? No,
She
no.
was brown.
Okay.
And in the Houston area, she had so much memorabilia
Of him.
of him in compromising physicians.
Hmm.
And I ended up with that collection of things. And so
You still have it?
I gave it back to the family, even though the family didn't even want it.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a little dark history attached.
Yeah, exactly with
yeah.
that.
So, but I ended up with a Jaguar that he bought her, and a lot of unique items that came from his from that estate. So,
I can imagine.
yeah. So come do estate sales, y'all. You never know whose house you're going to be doing
That's
the sale
true.
for.
That's true. That's true.
You never know.
Yeah, and I just want to make the point that this is someone sitting here who, like she said, this was the farthest thing from her mind as far as a career move or anything. But it's important to follow, to have a dream, and then to follow it, to get up off the sofa and do something. That's the point I want to make, because
Right.
it's far too many of us. Like you said, we spend a lot of money,
Right.
but we also spend a lot of time, in a lot of cases, doing things that are not necessarily going to get us, provide us peace later in life.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Exactly.
I meet a lot of people who, because like my daughter reminds me, I am old, but I'm happy to be here.
Right. Absolutely.
And-
It's a blessing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I meet so many people that aren't. So it's important to have some passion for life. And it's just there's somebody sitting here that has that. So I just wanted to again just bring that out. Just we want to encourage people to be the best version of themselves. On our podcast, we want to encourage people to do great things.
That's right. Inspire you guys to get out there, try it, because we're all sitting here as entrepreneurs, and and this is not what I do now is not my first business. It's several things. You got to keep going till you find your thing. It's not just a one and done. Now you do this full time now, right?
Oh, yes.
So-
It is a full-time
So
gig.
that's a full time job to help people with their stuff.
Right, right.
Yep.
And on any given weekend, you can make between 5 up to one of my colleagues makes over $100,000 in a weekend in 3 days.
See,
Wow.
I'm about to be her newest, not nudist, newest pupil. I'm about to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, Gabe, can we have one more round of applause for our guest,
Our
Mr.
esteemed
Trisha
guest, and thank
Criswell?
you so much. And if you guys would like to come on the show, do what she did. Reach out. We will get to you, and we will have you on so you can promote your business.
And again, this is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. Thank you, TikTok audience, for hanging out with us. Thank you, Fishbowl
Facebook.
audience,
Yes.
for hanging out with us. Facebook audience for hanging out with us.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn and
Yeah.
and all that. Thank y'all.
YouTube, all of it.
Yep. And we will be back next Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Say same facts time, same facts channel.
That's right.
My producer is invaluable.
That's right. She helps us out.
She helps our
What
vernacular.
if we couldn't remember that?
That's
She's here to remind us.
That's right.
I know we need that
We
on
need
we need
that.
a t-shirt
We need that
and
on
the
a
phone
t-shirt.
number for people to call in. So then that way, yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go. See, and then the room will be full. See,
Right.
So, you want to take us out there, Charlie?
All right, y'all. See y'all next week. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, this is Charlie,
This is JR.
host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.